Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Is it warm water? Is it warm water? Warm?
I can bring warm.
Yeah. Gopi Janavala Girivardhari.
Gopi Janavala Girivardhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Jana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Nitai Gaur Haribo, 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 Bol Haribo.
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol.
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa. Parivrajakacharya, Astotra Satat Sissimat, His Divine Grace, His Acharya, Srila Bhachan Vinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Maharaj Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa, Parivrajakacharya, Astotra Satat Sissimat, His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Prabhupada Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavina Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Si Kahao Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Si Advaita Gadadhara Sivasada Si Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Sisi Radha Krishna Gopal Gopinath Syamakunda Radha Kundagiri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mayapanavadiv Dham Ki Jai. Jagannathpur Dham Ki Jai. Gangama Yamuna Mai Ki Jai. Srimati Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the Sama devotees. All glories to the Sama devotees. All glories to the Sama devotees. All glories to Sigura and Guranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So we'd like to welcome all of you to our Sunday program here in Columbus, ISKCON Columbus. So today we'll be discussing on one of the avatars of Lord Krishna, one of the incarnations of Lord Krishna. He's called Kalki, Kalki avatar. Have you heard of Kalki? You heard of Lord Chaitanya, you heard of Shingadev, Lord Ramachandra, Bua incarnation. There's so many incarnations. Kalki is hinted in the 11th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam about his advent and what is likely to be the activities, the predictions of what he is going to do, his family, parents' names, his wife's name, the village he will be born into. They are all described in the Vedic literatures. There are literatures, there are Puranas. Puranas are historical historical thesis of the Vedic literature. And so one of a number of these Puranas, like the Padma Purana, a lot of predictions are there. And not only in the Vedic literature, even in Buddha literature, even in Buddhist literature, Akala Chakra Tantra is a Buddhist literature. Kalki's appearance is also predicted there. Yeah. So, in the Kalki Purana, there's a lot of information about the advent of Lord Kalki. And so today we're going to read this verse from the Gita, 4:7. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice or descendant of Bharata, and the predominant rise of irreligion. At that time, I descend myself. So we know why Krishna has to come, or his incarnation has to appear. There's a reason for everything. So those are some of the things that we will be discussing today. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So Bhagavad Gita 4:7. Title of the chapter is Transcendental Knowledge. Yada yada hi dharmasya.
Yada yada hi dharmasya.
Glani bhavati bharata.
Glani bhavati bharata.
Abhyutanam adharmasya.
Abhyutanam adharmasya.
Tadatmanam sajamyaham.
Tadatmanam sajamyaham.
Yada yada hi dharmasya.
Yada yada hi dharmasya.
Glani bhavati bharata.
Glani bhavati bharata.
Abhyutanam adharmasya.
Abhyutanam adharmasya.
Tadatmanam sajamyaham.
Tadatmanam sajamyaham.
Can someone try? Can someone try?
यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य
Yada yada hi dharmasya.
ग्लानिर्भवति भारत
Glanirvavati bharata.
व्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य
Abhyutanam adharmasya.
तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्
Tadatmanam sajamyaham.
Ladies?
यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य
Yada yada hi dharmasya.
ग्लानिर्भवति भारत
Glanirvavati bharata.
व्युत्थानमधर्मस्य
Abhyutanam adharmasya.
तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्
Tadatmanam srijamyaham.
यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य
Yada yada hi dharmasya.
ग्लानिर्भवति भारत
Glanirvavati bharata.
व्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य
Abhyutanam adharmasya.
तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्
Tadatmanam srijamyaham.
Yada yada. Whenever and wherever.
Whenever and wherever.
He certainly. Dharmasya
Dharmasya.
of religion.
Of religion.
Glani
Glani.
discrepancies.
Discrepancies.
Bhavati
Bhavati.
become manifested.
Become manifested.
Bharata
Bharata.
or descendant of Bharat.
O descendant of Bharata.
Abhyutanam
Abhyutanam.
predominance.
Predominance.
Adharmasya
Dharmasya.
of irreligion.
Of religion.
Tada
Tada.
at that time.
At that time.
Atmanam
Atmanam.
self.
Self.
Srijami
Sujami.
manifest.
Manifest.
Aham I. So translation and word for word, translation and purport by His Divine Grace is confirmed Acharya. Srila Bhachan Vinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice or descendant of Bharata and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. Please kindly responsibly repeat. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice or descendant of Bharata and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. So purport, the word Sujami is significant herein. Sujami cannot be used in the sense of creation because according to the previous verse, there is no creation of the Lord's form or body. since all of the forms are eternally existent. Therefore, Sujami means that the Lord manifests himself as he is. Although the Lord appears on schedule, namely at the end of the Dwapara Yuga of the 28th millennium of the 7th Manu, in one day of Brahma, he has no obligation to adhere to such rules and regulations because he is completely free to act in many ways at his will. He therefore appears by his own will whenever there is a predominance of irreligiosity and a disappearance of true religion. Principles of religion are laid down in the Vedas, and any discrepancy in the matter of properly executing the rules of the Vedas makes one irreligious. In the Bhagavatam, it is stated that such principles are laws of the Lord. Only the Lord can manufacture a system of religion. The Vedas are also accepted as originally spoken by the Lord himself to Brahma from within his heart. Therefore, the principles of Dharma or religion are the direct orders of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Dharma tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. These principles are clearly indicated throughout the Bhagavad Gita. The purpose of the Vedas is to establish such principles under the order of the Supreme Lord. And the Lord directly orders at the end of the Gita that the highest principle of religion is to surrender unto him only and nothing more. The very principles push one towards complete surrender unto him. And whenever such principles are disturbed by the demoniac, the Lord appears. From the Bhagavatam, we understand that Lord Buddha is the incarnation of Krishna who appeared when materialism was rampant. And materialists were using the pretext of the authority of the Vedas. Although there are certain restrictions, restrictive rules and regulations regarding animal sacrifice for particular purposes in the Vedas, people of demoniac tendencies still took to animal sacrifice without reference to the Vedic principles. Lord Buddha appeared in order to stop this nonsense and to establish the Vedic principles of non-violence. Therefore, each and every avatar or incarnation of the Lord has a particular mission, and they are all described in the revealed scriptures. No one should be accepted as an avatar unless he is referred to by scriptures. It is not a fact that the Lord appears only on Indian soil. He can manifest himself anywhere and everywhere, and whenever he desires to appear. In each and every incarnation, he speaks as much about religion as can be understood by the particular people under their particular circumstances. But the mission is the same: to lead people to God consciousness and obedience to the principles of religion. Sometimes he descends personally, and sometimes he sends his bona fide representative in the form of his son or servant, or himself in some disguised form. The principles of Bhagavad Gita were spoken to Arjuna, and for that matter, to other highly elevated persons, because he was highly advanced compared to ordinary persons in other parts of the world. 2 + 2 = 4 is a mathematical principle, and is true in the beginner's arithmetic class and in the advanced class as well. Still, there are higher and lower mathematics. In all incarnations of the Lord, therefore, the same principles are taught, but they appear to be higher and lower in varied circumstances. The higher principles of religion begin with the acceptance of the 4 orders and the 4 statuses of social life, as will be explained later. The whole purpose of the mission of incarnations is to arouse Krishna consciousness everywhere. Source consciousness is manifest and non-manifest, only under different circumstances. Om Gyana Tmiranasya, Gyana Jana Salakaya, Saksura Milita, Jena Tasmai, Si Gurave Namaha, Si Chaitanya Manovistam, Safitam Yena Bhutali, Swayam Rupam Kadamayam, Dadati Swa Padantikam, Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda Sahodito, Gododhaya Puspavanto, Chito Chando Tamoni. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadara, Sivasari, Gaur Bhakti. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pistaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Swami Nityananda, Namaste Saraswati Deva, Gauravani Picharine, Anirvesesa Sonyavadi Pasatya Desatarine. Pancha Kalpataribhya Kripa Sundhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanambhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo. What time will classes stopping? 12:30?
Yeah.
12:15?
If it starts at 11:30, we go to 12:30, but we can go a little bit longer because.
You didn't answer my question. He didn't answer my question. He answered like a politician. He should answer my question. What time is the class stopping? Ending today? 12:30. Okay. You dispute that or is correct?
That's good.
It's correct. 12:30. All right. So, again, we'd like to welcome everyone to our temple, ISKCON Columbus. And from the text and the purport, we understand that Krishna comes to this material world. He created the material world, or his agencies created the material world. He's still the bedrock or the fulcrum of that creation. So he does come. And the example is given to, the corollary could be in the situation where we have in present day situation where a governor of a state or the president of a country has the prerogative of mercy. It's a power endowed on the governor or the president of the country. It's called prerogative of mercy. He goes to the prison and then releases people at least once in a year. At least. The governor has that power. The president of the country has that power. And Krishna is the president of all presidents. So he has the power to come to the prison. If we accept in principle that we are prisoners in this world, this could be very... people don't like to hear this anyway. We are not prisoners. We are free people. It's good for you. You're a free person. Okay, no problem. But a number of situations that we are undergoing, apparently, they are forced on us like prisoners. We don't want to get old. Who amongst us here, especially the young folks, who wants to get old? Raise up your hand. I don't think anybody here wants to get old. But old age is forcing us, I remember when, 30 years ago, when I enter a bus, the next person will say, hey boy, you should shift a little bit. And now, if I enter a bus, somebody is making that same request, will say, hey Papa, can you shift a little bit? So whether we like it or not, we're getting old, okay? We are making advancement. But we don't want to get old. That's the real thing. That is why the plastic surgeons, they're making so much money these days. Anyway, so to get back to our point, the Lord does comes to release people from this incarceration. And one of the avatars of Lord Krishna is Kalki. Kalki will be adventing towards the end of Kali Yuga, when things have really become bizarre. Now things are still okay, although, like I was mentioning yesterday, although these days, a child takes a gun and kills the mother. It's called matricide. It just so common in this country. Carry a gun or carry a knife and stab the mother to death, or shoot the mother to death, or shoot the mother and then the father to death. Or the father takes a gun and kills the wife, kills the children, and kills himself. That is called familicide. Or the wife carries a gun, kills the children, and kills the husband, and kills herself. Again, it's familicide. I don't want to go alone. Everybody must quit. So this is Kali Yoga, okay? So Lord Kalki will be adventing when at a time that things really have gone so bad that the demigods are being choked up with sinful energies. Demigods will approach Lord Brahma, will go to his planet, Brahma Loka, and plead with him that something has to be done. He has to intervene. There's need for intervention because, people are being exploited. These days, it's just homicide is so rampant. 16 years old boy is killing his mother with a gun. And it's not one, exclusive case. It's a general issue. It's all over the place. If you doubt him, go to Google familicide. You'll see how, what I'm talking about this is not Purana. It's happening right now. It's not that, Maharaj, this is an old, thousands of years ago stories. No, right now, it's going on. Why is it going on? The effect of Kali Yuga. So the Lord, out of concern for this, or the demigods out of concern for this, they approach Lord Brahma, or they will approach Lord Brahma, because these are the documentations in the Kalki Purana by Srila Vyasadeva. The demigods will approach Lord Brahma, and Lord Brahma will lead the demigods to Vishnu's abode to solicit for help, for intervention. And Vishnu, in response, says, all right, boys, I've heard your prayers. I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to come. I'm going to appear as Lord Kalki. Hey, you guys, you take bet. Take bet on our planet. You have to help me to do some job. It's like when Krishna was to come and his entourage, he motivated the demigods and a number of his members of his entourage to come. Because the Lord wants people around him when he comes. We think that we are the only persons who like to socialize. The Lord also likes to socialize. Where do we get this, mentality of socialization, if not from the Lord? And even when Kalki appeared, so there's something intriguing about Krishna and his incarnations. In most cases, he doesn't come alone, except when he really like a serious emergency, he appear like Lord Sringadeva, and he just burst out from a pillar. But if he has to take birth in the family, he doesn't like to come a single child. Those of you planning to have a single child, you should hear this. So, even Kalki, okay, we know the case of Lord Ramachandra. He has his entourage, his brothers. Krishna had his brothers, had his brother Balaram. So Kalki also, before he appeared, Mother Sumati and Vishnu Yasa, they already had three boys before Kalki appeared. By the way, the father of Kalki is called Vishnu Yasa, and his mother is Sumati. And Kalki appeared in a village called Sambala in India. So when Kalki had appeared, after being petitioned by the demigods, headed by Lord Brahma, Kalki, the Lord promised the demigods that he will intervene, he will come and do something about it. He will come and annihilate all these miscreants, these sinful, demoniac people who are ravaging the earth. Mother Bhumi is already sick of our sinful activities. Mother Bhumi, right now, she's already sick. You know, in America, if someone says, I'm sick of this, you know what it means. So Mother Bhumi, she's already sick of our sinful activities. But then, towards the end of the Kali Yuga, it's like people like tearing Mother Bhumi apart. So the demigods, they couldn't take it anymore. So Lord Kalki appeared after getting this promise. The Lord made advent, and Mother Sumati, she became pregnant of Kalki, and eventually Kalki appeared. He made its advent in a maternity ward, a clinic. We wonder, wait a minute, in the Vedic times there were clinics? No, end of Kali Yuga, there are still all these sophistications, perhaps more sophistications. So Kalki appeared in a clinic. He was not born at home. He wouldn't be born at home, okay? But when he appeared in 400 form. So Lord Brahma, he sent one of his servants, Pavana Deva. Hey Pavana, you just go to that ward. Go to that word and pray to the Lord that, my Lord, see, we can't deal with these here forearms. Please turn to a baby, turn to 200 form. It's something that, people can identify with, and people will not be scared just right from the beginning. They'll be scared of you when you start your warriorship, but right now, a baby should be a pleasure to the community, to the parents, and not otherwise. Not otherwise. So Pavana Deva, Brahma's servant, he came. And don't ask me how did he come. The demigods, they may want to go anywhere. They have their own airplanes. They don't make noise like present jet planes. And when the demigods, when they're traveling, they don't have this pinch in their ears. When I was traveling so rapidly, and in DC, when I complained to some of my family, God family members, especially one elderly lady who was like my mom, and then I complained of this pinching of in my ears when at high altitude. I mean, she just waved it off and said, hey, it's not only you, it's everybody who is flying that bears it. Okay. So it's good to just suffer when everybody else is suffering, right? So in Kali, when people are engaged in sinful activities, everybody else wants to partake in those sinful activities. That's the culture. The environment has an impact on our behavior. We may not like to do the sinful activities, but when we are in a sinful environment, at some point in time, we will catch up with the sinful activities, whether we like it or not. And it's analogous to a situation where this is winter, and you say, I'll just be on the swimming pant and then, stroll the streets. It's winter, so what? No one is immune to the cold. So if you don't dress well and you go out there, you will catch cold. Sometimes even when you dress well, you'll catch cold anyway. So the environment is not so conducive, and therefore we get affected with sinful energy. According to management scientists, they have developed, some theories about the field. I know Professor Lewin, the German psychologist, he developed the field theory in 1939 and 38, which says that which basically brings to bear that the environment has an impact on us. So we're living in a sinful environment. We imbibe that sinful energy. We may be able to control it, but mentally we can see it, how it's creating some disturbance. So in Kali Yoga, the sinful activities could be so dense that just by being born at that time, and the worst thing is that people will become cannibals. Now about meat eating, we are complaining. But towards the end of Kali, cannibalism is the watchword. And these are the things that agitate the demigods. The sinful energies generated from all of these type of activities impel the demigods to go to solicit for help. So, when Kalki was born, he got trained by Parasuram. In fact, when he was born, during his naming ceremony, Lord Ramachandra was there, Vyasadeva was there, Aswatthama was there, but they disguised as Brahmanas. These are the people who were there to embark on the name-giving ceremony. So they named him Transcendental Kalki. That was the name that these disguised Brahmanas gave to him. And he got trained by Parasuram for his future warriorship. His horse, he got a horse as a gift from one of the devas. I think whether Indra or somebody. I can't precisely recall. But all of his paraphernalia, they were given to him. He didn't appear in the material world just with paraphernalia and horse. No. They were gifts from the devatas. His sword and everything, they were all gifts from the devatas. So the bottom line is that he did what we will call in modern terms ethnic cleansing. Ethnic cleansing means, massive extermination of people, massive killing. Because people at that time are just so sinful. But somebody conquered him in battle. A king conquered him in battle. Made him, by dint of their fight, Kalki even became unconscious. And that king has to take him from the battlefield to his home and nurse him. His wife nursed Kalki back to resuscitation, back to consciousness. And I remember vividly the prayers of that lady. When Kalki was still even unconscious, she said, "My dear Lord, don't cheat us. Don't cheat us here. You are the Supreme Personality of God. You are just faking." Sometimes we think that, women are inferior because they are women. Isn't it? But, she could perceive the Lord as the Supreme Personality of God. There's a nice story regarding that husband and wife. After, conquering Kalki, and Kalki has exterminated so many kings. And somebody came to conquer him on battlefield and brought him home and nursed him. So the other remaining the kings available, they were curious. They wanted to know who this very king is or was in his past life. How is it that he was able to conquer Kalki? And then the revelation that came, again documented in Kalki Purana, is that this very king is a very close devotee of Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna gave himself to his devotees, okay? If it's the qualification to be able to conquer the Lord is to become completely surrendered unto him. I mean, we find the case of Krishna appearing, and Nanda, Krishna was literally serving Nanda. He would tell him, go and bring my wooden shoes in the room. And then Krishna will go and pick up his shoes. You can only ask your servant to put your child, even you can't tell your child to put your shoes on his head. But Krishna will carry Nanda's shoes and put it on his head. Little boy, and will bring it to Nanda. Why? Because Nanda is his great devotee. Brought him over with devotion. If we want to conquer the Lord, we should sell the whole of our lives to him in devotion. And we can become like that king who conquered Kalki. No matter how difficult the situation may be, the Lord would always come to our rescue. The qualification is to become a surrendered soul. But we should not say, well, I'll prepare to become a very surrendered soul, and then I'll appear towards the end of the Kali Yuga. No, please. That period is not a good time. Don't prolong your existence on this planet, because things could be so bad beyond what we can think of. So it's already time. This is America. We go according to time. And there's just one question, then we can, adjourn this meeting. Yes.
So in this verse from the Bhagavad Gita that was read, it says that the Lord appears only at the times that are described in the scriptures, but at the same time it also says in that same purport that he is not subject to any rules and regulations. And so you've been describing that actually the Kali Yuga is really bad really right now. So when is the Lord going to do something about that?
He sent Prabhupada. He mentioned also the purport. He comes himself, or he sends his son, his servant. So he sent Prabhupada. And when Prabhupada left, he left a legacy behind. His children, present gurus, they are piloting affairs on behalf of Krishna. So yeah, Krishna is already here with us. Krishna is here. So if we are just conscious of that fact, and we're seeing everyone else as Krishna's child, because we can't worship the Lord in separation. You can't go to the king. And suppose you are a friend to Eric Trump. You can have access to the Putos. Oh yeah. Eric Trump is one of Donald Trump's sons.
Yeah.
So if you're a good friend of Eric Trump, you can have access to President Donald Trump.
Okay.
So if we want to have access to the Lord, we should be very kind and friendly to his devotees. Everybody who comes to this movement is a blessed soul. It's a real soul. Because Lord Krishna mentioned Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavamam Prapadante Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudulaba. Very rare. So we have a lot of assets. Sometimes we have a lot of assets and we don't know what it is. What it is. So we have all of these devotees. These are our assets. We should take care of them. We should love them. We should care for them. And Krishna automatically becomes pleased with us. So Krishna has made you provisions for us. All right. So thank you. All right. Okay. Yeah.
What's the name of that king who conquered Kalki?
I don't remember. His name starts with S. I think it's Swasi Dwaja. I don't remember the name very well. But I can check it out and text it to you. Do I have your phone number?
Yes.
Yeah, I have the name there. But I'm not somebody who is very good at memorizing, because I have so many things to go into my head. Yeah, but yeah, the name is there. I'll get it. I'll get it and send it to you.
When I go home, they will ask me.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So again, thank you for coming and keep coming. We are also having a big project here, so be part of that project and help to make a difference. Whatever you do, you're not doing it for anybody. You're not doing it for the board, the temple board. You're doing it for your own purification. So don't think, well, I'm not going to do this because that Prabhu, he doesn't like me. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.